For those of you just tuning in, Ryan Browne has hit the transfer portal. That, according to Hayes Fawcett, is that a recruiting insider, transfer portal insider.
With On 3?
On 3. I wanted to make sure I said the right outlet.
So, yes, the Ryan Browne, can we ever say former UNC quarterback if he never actually...
Well, I mean, Mike James is a former NC State basketball player. He never played for NC State. He was hurt the entire year, and now he's going to Vanderbilt.
But at least he was there during the actual season.
True. Well, spring practice. Either way, Ryan Browne joined UNC as a transfer in January. He is in the transfer portal today. So basically, there's two windows of transfer portals. There's one right after the season, and there's one right after spring ball. And he jumped in the portal and got out at UNC the first one, and then at the next stop, he's back in the portal going somewhere else. This, first of all, I think it just shows the way of the world. This is, you know what's happening all across the country right now? And I'm not talking a specific instance, but I'm talking generally. There are players that after the season agreed to NIL contracts with their teams. They then went to spring practice. Now they're going back to their teams and asking for more money, right? That agreement isn't binding for anything, so I need more money or else I'm going back in the portal. That is brutal, but it's also a two-way street, right? So now, hey, we made an agreement in January. I'm not saying UNC is going back on anything. I'm just saying the way things were in January aren't the way things are now in April, and teams can move on just like players. You showed up, you were second on the depth chart. Well, now you're third, you're fourth, you're fifth, you're third, and we're looking for two more to add, and you're going to drop down. We're back in the portal. We're spending money. It is not as, it's very obvious players didn't want the good old, hey, I make a commitment and I stay somewhere for 4 or 5 years, and I bleed the alma mater and the school colors. I get them tattooed on my arm. That's not how players are operating. So you're not going to get the loyalty that comes with that from the teams, right? Schools are not going to say, well, you're not developing at the rate we want, but we're committed to you like you're committed to us, so let's keep grinding. Let's find a way. It's going to be, well, you're not developing the way we wanted to, so we're going to bring in 2 other guys to put over you on the depth chart. We're going to be as cutthroat with you as players are with teams. And even doubly, triply so when Bill Belichick takes over the program, and what's his calling card? What's his selling point? We're going to be the 33rd NFL team. That's what he's recruiting off of. That's what he was saying in his introductory press conference the first time he talked to the media, when he brought out the sweatshirt that he wore, or his dad wore way back when, and he said that his first words were beat Duke. At that press conference, he was saying, we're going to run this like a pro program. Well, guess what? In the pros, you get cut. There's no, well, we're committed to you for 4 years. If you're gone, buddy. We'll give you your guaranteed money and see you. Do you know what Bill Belichick was known for in the NFL? Cutting bait quickly. What do I mean by that? He drafted a second rounder, cut him before their second season started. Partly because he had the job security to do it, right? Other coaches wish they could have admitted they were wrong and cut guys that quickly, but they're like, I don't want to tell the owner that we evaluated that poorly last draft, and I don't have a bunch of Super Bowl rings to make my job secure. So he did it. He did it. And now it's coming to college. A guy from Purdue, by the way, Ryan Browne, this is not a knock on Ryan Browne. Good player. He had one unbelievable game this past year. Didn't start, he wasn't the start at the beginning of the year, but he had a 300-yard passing, 100 yards rushing, 3 or 4 touchdown game this year against a Power 5 opponent. Broke fresh or records of some kind for Purdue. When he committed to UNC, and I put it out in my group chats, do you know what a lot of the response was? This is the best UNC could do? Because everybody was just expecting Bill Belichick to go get 5-star, 5-star, 5-star. They got a guy that was coming off the bench at Purdue, and everybody was like, this is it? Well, it turns out it might have been a placeholder. Turns out we got him for now in case we can't get someone better. Because that's what you do in the pros. You sign an undrafted free agent. If at cut down day another team cuts a guy that you like better at their position, see you, undrafted free agent. We're bringing in this other guy that hasn't been grinding with us. Do you know what I really wish would have happened? and we got teased with it. I wish we would have got off-season Hard Knocks for UNC, because these would have been the decisions that would have been fascinating to watch them make. And I'm not even saying maybe it's Ryan Browne's decision, but my guess is the thing that changed between January and now is he could read some writing on the wall. Something changed where he looked around and went, I might not be doing what I thought I was going to be doing when I committed here in January.
I might be third on the depth chart.
Yeah, I might be a depth player here, and I don't intend on being a depth player this year.
I mean, that's the reality of all this, though, is that this is, again, a player that arrived in January, did spring practice, and already says, I'm going to look for something else. And here's the thing as well. Bill Belichick could have told him, hey, look, if you stick around, you're probably going to be third on the depth chart. If you want to go play, I might contact and help you find somewhere. But in all seriousness, if you want to play, it's just not going to be here.
By the way, we have X amount of dollars to spend, and we're going to get a quarterback.